For Every Night TV, I'm Adam. Welcome along to another channel live stream. I got the channel word mixed up then with live stream, but yes, you know why we're here. We're here to talk about Man United news, all of your updates this Sunday evening. Good weekend for Manchester United. Very, very good weekend. We've just been covering the Arsenal and City game over on Football Talks. Thank you if you were joining us over there. Overall, when you look at the results, it's been good. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I want to start with the backlash story that is going around social media at the moment, to a point where AMAD has had to delete all posts on social media because of something that happened regarding him and Alejandro Garnacho at the end of the game. So I want to gauge your thoughts on this. I want to know where you are with it, if you think it's right. Is it any issue at all with what goes on between players? If the fans and the club have clearly had a problem with a player, does that mean that the player relationships should end as well? Because this is where we're at with this AMAD and Garnacho situation. I could be looking at this as saying, like, this is the influence and the problem that players like Garnacho had. We're going to get into all the details on this and bring you up to date with everything else that's going on. I want to be fully interactive. I want to get your thoughts on this. I want full opinions in detail on what you think about it. I'll just go into the actual report because it's been run by TalkSport. Of course it is, because they would jump all over this one. But AMAD DIALLO has come under fire from Manchester United fans for swapping shirts with Alejandro Garnacho in a now deleted social media post following their 2-1 win over Chelsea. Fans were quick to let their fury be known, with one going as far as to call the photo a disgrace, one was saying. Garnacho's Old Trafford homecoming didn't quite go to plan, with the ex-Red Devil mercilessly jeered as and heckled without even managing to step out onto the pitch. It did go completely wrong for Garnacho yesterday at Old Trafford, which is fantastic. The new song, like I have said, is an absolute doozy. The wording and how it's said, obviously, is not for shouting out loud on a live stream here on YouTube or anything like that. But you know. And the Man United fans have made their thoughts very, very clear on Alejandro Garnacho and his position right now. Let's just say that. Joining Chelsea, and yeah, the words in the song pretty much tell you exactly what the hardcore Old Trafford faithful thought of him. But after the game in the tunnel, I seen this picture and I'm like, I don't like that. I'm going to be brutally honest with this. I seen this and I thought, no, I don't like it. I really don't. My initial thoughts were like, I've got a problem with AMAD. I love him. I think he's got a great mentality at Manchester United. But it was one of them moments where you look at it and you go, maybe just read the room a little bit, mate. That's all. You would have heard the cheers. You would have heard the problems. You would have seen the social media backlash. I mean, he is very, very active on social media, AMAD. We've seen pictures of him with Lenny Yoro behind the scenes. In the changing room after the game yesterday, he was posting pictures of Lenny Yoro sat there as well. He does this all of the time, and everybody who follows AMAD will see he is like that on social media. But he obviously was good friends with Garnacho. But one thing I did see, and the cameras picked this up as well, was Garnacho was getting right into AMAD's ears, like right into him, whispering into him. Bruno Fernandes walked over, quick, slap, fist pump, whatever it was, hug, walked straight off. But Garnacho was right in on AMAD, and you could see him whispering into his ear, trying to say something. And I think a lot of fans have picked up on it. They don't like it. I'll get your thoughts on it in a moment as well. But also in this, there is a video going around on social media of Lenny Yoro warming up on the sidelines. And Lenny Yoro walks past AMAD, and it's a completely different story altogether. It's sort of and there's an Everton fan channel account actually picking up on this, watching the United game. So this came from neutral sides of things. Lenny Yoro on AMAD looked like a complete blank. It looked like a shoulder shrug, but it actually looked like a shoulder badge if you see the video, but not giving a toss. See you later. We are opponents right now. We are rivals right now. And that's the type of attitude that the United fan base jump onto. And that's what we need right now. We need that hardcore rivalry back within Manchester United fans, because it seems like we're being forgotten about at the moment, this team. We're not relevant anymore. We're not in the big game like it was today. It was City versus Arsenal, and we're just not there at the moment. So we need to start getting that sort of it's us against the world feeling back. That's how it feels to me as a Man United fan. I want to feel like I can grab hold of something right now. And then when you see AMAD posting that picture, and you've all seen the picture, he basically swapped shirts in the tunnel with Garnacho and posted it over social media. You can obviously go straight back into like the likes of Roy Keane and what he would automatically think about this. Swap shirts in the tunnel, it's no problem. You don't need to show any appreciation for any of your opponents on the pitch, all of that jazz, and that's right. But then social media kicks in, and there's a post up there from AMAD with Garnacho holding each other's shirts. Honestly, I would not want a Chelsea shirt anywhere near my changing room after that game. That's just me. And that's why I'm coming to you in the chat right now. We do have a poll running as well in the chats with this topic. And I'll just be honest with me. I'm not bothered if you think it's right and it's being overcooked. Fair enough. Not everyone's on their own with this. But there has been a lot made of it to a point where AMAD himself has had to delete this post and all his posts on social media because of it. So it's quite serious. The poll, by the way, AMAD received a backlash after his recent post. Thoughts? 2 options for you. He needs to read the room. Judge him only on his football. And at the moment, it's a 50-50 split. So you can tell that this is actually something that some fans are not really bothered about. And you can tell that at the moment, Manchester United, and this is pretty much where I'm at right now. If I'm breaking everything down, I'm looking at this. I'm saying that as a United fan, I'm looking at, we went to war with Chelsea yesterday. There was a lot go on in that game. An awful lot go on in that game. And we did. We went to war on a horrible night and we got the 3 points. Can you imagine if this was a United defeat and this happened? No. I think you kind of get away with it a little bit and it gets sometimes brushed under the carpet because United got the win. And that's all anybody's bothered about, really. But Garnacho is hated that much by this Man United fan base after what he's done. This is why it's actually got to this point. And I think that this now is like, if AMAD feels like he has to delete it, then it must have got bad. Like, for a fan to call it an absolute disgrace, I can understand certain fans. Certain fans are just not for... They're just not for that. They're not for that friendship side of things. There is real like rivalry in these fans, and they just don't want anything like that at all showing at all. Like, they don't want to do anything or see anything where a United player is being like friendly with a Chelsea player for one, but a Chelsea player after he left Manchester United and kicked up a right stink. I mean, is AMAD looking at this, and is it a problem with Ruben Amorim right now? This is a man that has caused no ends of problems for Ruben Amorim. And then one of the players that Ruben Amorim has given a new contract to in AMAD DIALLO has done this on social media. I bet the manager hates social media right now, honestly. You can't hide away from it, and it is causing more problems than good for any player right now, it would seem. Like, sing when you're winning, and obviously you could post when you're doing well and like praising your team and things like that. Just don't do anything when it's a negative. But Garnacho has definitely divided opinion amongst Manchester United fans, and I just want to gauge, that's my initial thoughts on it. Like, read the room. I'm with the read the room sort of fans on this one. You didn't need to do it. You didn't need to do it. If you're still friends with him, that's fine. You don't need to put it out there on social media. But I do feel sorry for him in a way that he's had to take it down a little bit, Amadea. If only we could get back to when we were hated instead of opposition fans laughing at us, says Andrew. It kind of takes you into this debate, doesn't it, that feeling? Dara says he read the room wrong. Plus, he's playing bad since the new contract, but we need to stop looking to scapegoat players. It ain't working, and as a fan base, it makes us look bad. I actually get that. I understand what Dara's saying there, but I think it's because it's Garnacho. It is simply because it is him, and he has caused so many problems. Big day for United, big day for Ruben Amorim, and then you go and see that after the game. It just leaves that little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. I mean, honestly, it's not going to concern me because we're never going to see Garnacho again. Now, that's it until we play at Stamford Bridge. So, no problem there at all. This day was always going to come. It's always going to be emotional. The weather, the evening kickoff, everything that was riding on it all added to the suspense and excitement of the game. And it was a spectacle. It really was, wasn't it? But that at the end of it, that's done now. Let's move past this. I'm just a bit gutted for AMAD because he is a nice guy and he is quite, like I said, active on social media. And sometimes they just don't understand what the real world is thinking. And that is the player's life, isn't it, unfortunately? Carl says in the chat, I don't think these players know how fans feel about them and the players who have left. No one likes Ghana fan base wise, so it's just a poor from AMAD. That's it. It shouldn't be happening, but that's modern football. Yeah, I could easily say that's bang on the money there, because it is. It is bang on the money from what Carl has said. It's the way that football is run right now. AMAD needs to know more, though. Like he needs to understand. But again, he might not know. And I'm telling you this right now from personal experience in and around the club, media days and things like that. These players are protected, and some. Honestly, they are. They have no idea what's going on. Yeah, they'll read certain stories. They'll look at social media. They'll see what's being written in the media. But they don't understand the feelings of the fans. Because all they'll be introduced to, in reality, in real life, is like the younger fans, certain organised events and things like this. The fans cheering them on a match day and getting behind them. That's what they see. But when it comes to social media, I have some of them absolute way over the top fans. And the guy's calling it a disgrace. It's like, for instance, that clip, and it really pains me. And it's a little bit off subject, but there are some absolute idiots in this Man United fan base. They are. And that guy who, we all know the guy who's growing his hair because Manchester United haven't won 5 games in a row. So growing my hair until Manchester United win 5 games in a row. And obviously we know his hair is now massive and he's quite big and like well known on social media. But for what that guy did to him in the concourse at Old Trafford yesterday, that type of fan, these are the ones that won't stand for anything. They're the ones that feel like they can do whatever they want. And he was pretty much saying that on the actual video. It was an absolute joke. It's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. What Garnacho did isn't so much a disgrace. It's a moment that he just got wrong. That's it. So yeah, on this I'm sort of in between, but he should have read the room a little bit, I thought. That's all with Garnacho and that situation, and definitely posting it out. He didn't need to post it out. Did not need to post it out anyway. Right, let's get some more comments on this one, and let's see what you're all saying. Roger that says, what is that? Someone talking about deleting his X account there because of what he was getting online. It's like he should never get to this point. Stop this crap now. Really, I don't give a toss what players do when they are not playing. They have the right to talk to whoever they want. My God, the ignorance of this fan base. Look, it's not all of us, mate. Like, you're having to go there like it is you're talking to us. We're just talking about this because our player that we love has deleted social media posts because of the abuse he's getting from his own fans. So why should we not talk about this? This is important. This is very important, and you might not be saying it in them terms, but still, it is a big subject here because this, I think, is now where we're at as a United fan base. I said it before, we need to feel like we are, we need to feel like we're important again. And if we see anybody being nice with a team that's doing better than us right now, it's not so much frowned upon. It's seen as the worst thing in the world because he's friendly with the opposition. Like, a lot of Manchester United fans are still in the thinking like what Roy Keane is. You can't do things like this. Football's moved on. Football's changed. AMAD can do whatever he wants, but AMAD has deleted this because he's come under pressure. That's why it's a story. That's why. It's not what he's done. It's the reaction to it that the story is. And this is how tense this fan base is right now. Because there's a lot of Man United fans at each other right now, and we know this. We know this. We know this from what fans' opinions are of Ruben Amorim, of Bruno Fernandes, of any certain player. And AMAD has been out of form this season, and some fans will look at this and just say, look, he's concentrating on what's going on social media more than what's going on the pitch. I've seen all of that on social media as well. I've seen people having a go at him. It's not nice, and it's really put him in the spotlight now in the wrong way and put more pressure on Ruben Amorim, I think. Like, we should be talking about Chelsea. We should be talking about that and what's happened. But we're not. We're talking about Garnacho, again, still being in and amongst the headlines with Manchester United. Like, let's move past it. Let's look beyond what he's doing on social media and try and look at the positives of the weekend. But yeah, in terms of Amad, I think he might actually be dropped for the next game now Cunha's come back in, because he hasn't been playing well. The way he left makes it a problem when Manchester United is involved. Equals no, he was a Manchester United, not our friend. Don't think Amad meant something by it. Ghana is a Manchester United Judas. No. Amad didn't mean anything by it. It's a good point. He didn't, mate. Thanks for the super chat on that one, buddy. But he has obviously, again, not realised the severity of the situation and how the Manchester United fans have taken to what Garnacho did. Honestly, looking at it, overall, like I said, read the room, let's move past it. That's the way I see it. But has it caused him a problem within United? That could be something else we talk about here. And when you look at like Ruben's pressure and what Ruben had to deal with, Garnacho, Rashford, like the amount of work that he's done throughout his time at United in dealing with problems with them players off the pitch to get to a point where he is now, and then you dig out a result like that against Chelsea, it's maybe just a little bit of a slap in the face for him. I'm guessing. I'm trying to read where this is at, like how United deal with it. They'll brush it off, but I'm sure Ruben will be talking to him again in private, and then we can go past it anyway. There's plenty more to talk about tonight, so we're going to move on. Keep your comments coming in on this as well, please. If you are catching up later on, do get your comments in on that subject as well. Was Amad right to do what he did? Should it ever get to a point where players can't post anything on social media, even in their private time? I know it was inside Old Trafford, but the game had gone. He is his mate. And you do build connections. Should it ever get to that point? That's where we'll leave that one anyway. But keep your thoughts coming on that. And if you are watching later on, please do drop your comments in the comment section as well. Luke Shaw was talking, actually, yesterday about the reaction from Roy Keane and what Roy Keane was saying about Luke Shaw. Now, a lot of people have been talking about Luke Shaw's performance yesterday. A lot of people have been talking about what he's got away with. Roy Keane highlighting that after the Manchester derby. Obviously, what Keane's saying, he's been getting away with it for years. Shaw's response to this was, it's disappointing because he's a former Manchester United captain and a legend of the football club. You have to try and work through this. That's literally what he's saying. So, yeah, that honestly was... Again, I felt right that Roy Keane was talking about at the time, and we were all talking about Luke Shaw getting away with it. This is the problem that we've got at Manchester United, and we have got to deal with this in the summer. I don't think Luke Shaw was fantastic yesterday. I don't think he warrants a place. I don't think he warrants a place in this Man United side ahead of Lenny Yoro. I really don't. But he's in there, and United have got the win, so we can't really complain because we've got points on the table. But Luke Shaw definitely is the player to drop out of this back three for me. I don't think he deserves to be in there. And I don't think he's done anything overly brilliant to warrant a place and staying in this side. I think Ruben just went with pure experience against Chelsea yesterday. Stuart, yes, I was in Wetherspoons on Friday, mates. Me and Kaz were out for a meal, so we decided to go into Wetherspoons before we actually went out. Yeah, love a little cheap drink in Wetherspoons. So get your thoughts in on Luke Shaw as well, please. Matthias de Ligt has won more defensive duels than any other centre-back in the Premier League this season. It's like heaping the praise on de Ligt. I know I keep banging this drum about Matthias de Ligt, but that's a man that United fans should be talking about. We shouldn't be talking about Luke Shaw. We should be talking about Matthias de Ligt's performance for Manchester United throughout this season, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, like against Manchester City wasn't the best day for anybody, was it? And we got found wanting big time. But de Ligt, I think, has been a breath of fresh air for Manchester United. So I get why fans are talking about it. I get why fans are looking at De Ligt as possibly the next captain. That's a question. Would you take Matthias De Ligt as your next Manchester United captain? If Bruno Fernandes does leave, then who would you put in line to be the next Man United captain? Going off appearances, going off age, going off experience, who you can rely on, all of that rolled in. Going into the summer, when we do the business we think we're going to do, and the players leave who we think we're going to leave, who's United's next captain? I would definitely put Matthias De Ligt forward for that one anyway. Again, talking about the actual results this weekend, the results today for Manchester United were really good. Obviously, we had the draw between Bournemouth and Newcastle, both around us, which is good news for Manchester United. Obviously, the draw between Man City and Arsenal today as well. So Arsenal are on 10 points. We're only 3 points off Arsenal in the Premier League right now, which is staggering considering how poor a season inconsistent it's been for United so far. We're at 1 point behind Chelsea and we're level points with Manchester City. That's good for United. Newcastle not being able to go ahead of us. Bournemouth, obviously, we're another team that are ahead of us. We're doing well. A draw between them two has put us 3 points behind Bournemouth as well. So a win away from being level points with top four for Manchester United. And again, it just goes to show like what we've got in front of us right now is 2 games against Brentford, who have got 1 win this season so far. So we should be looking at picking up points in that game. And these are the games that we're going to have to start winning. And Sunderland at home, them themselves drawing 1-1 with Aston Villa today. Won't be easy at Old Trafford, but again, you look at it and you think Manchester United could actually, before we head into the international break, and obviously we've got Liverpool coming back, Brentford and Sunderland are games that United, we have to win. We have to win them games now. And that's, I think, important as well to take from the weekend. That dugout victory against Chelsea has put us in a position where we could really back it up and we could actually move ourselves into a very, very comfortable position. It's the big if, though, isn't it? It is the massive if going into this weekend. Don't forget, everybody, as well, going into this weekend, all of the action and all of the week's action as well in football, Carabao Cup. We have got our match day sponsors, Match Bingo, offering the world, it would seem. If you put in FUTV in the promo code, all caps, on Match Bingo, and then you will be boosted by, your deposit will be boosted by 200%. That is running through again. I've managed to haggle that in and continue it for all FUTV promo code users. So give yourselves a chance of winning big this weekend coming up, as well as in the week with Match Bingo. So get on there now. FUTV in the promo code now, 200% booster as well on there. Let's get into some of the comments on this and where United are actually at. Don't forget, everybody, I'll drop the link in straight after. I'll drop the link in the live chat. This show here right now. Right after this show, we're going on to Big Up to do a fan calling. So we're talking about everything now. We're going to continue this conversation over on Big Up straight after this show as well, everybody. So make sure that you are there for that. So I'll drop that in right at the end. Captain, I'd give it De Ligt, but there aren't a lot of candidates. It's true. It is true, Carl, actually. As long as it's not Bruno, I'd give it the ball boy. That's a bit harsh. No, come on. I get De Ligt and not being many candidates, but let's leave Bruno out of this, buddy. Come on. Right. Let's get some more comments in on all of the topics we've spoken about. We talked this morning about Baleba as well, and that issue with Hertzler and him completely dropping out of form. I think I made my opinion clear on that before. I don't want players that are willing to do that at their clubs at the moment just to make a move happen. I don't like that mentality of player. Stephen says, if Bruno leaves, United will need to buy players that are leaders on and off the pitch. I'm confident the recruitment would bring in the right type of player for Manchester United. If we needed to bring players in, I think the recruitment team will be bang on that. And I'm confident in what I've seen so far that United will go out and get the right type of players, the Mbumos, the Kunyas of this world. Absolutely 100% certain that we would go out again, try and find them players. Is Baleba one of them? That's a question now I'm actually considering. Elliot Anderson, I could see that definitely being a player Manchester United go for, and even in January. It's actually brilliant considering we have played Chelsea, Arsenal and City that we have got that many points, says Daz Sweets. Yeah, the fact that we are where we are with the teams that we've played does give you a little bit of hope. But this is going to be a tough all season. Anybody can beat anybody. And you've just got to be there. You just got to be in the mixer, as they say. You've got to be there to actually be in contention for going for these places. And Brentford and Sunderland are must-win games for Manchester United. I don't care what anybody says. We need 6 points. I just don't think we'll get it. And I said earlier on, I'm waiting for United to convince me. I have said what I said, that we would beat Arsenal. Fine. That we would beat Chelsea. And I said why we would beat Chelsea. Because we had to. I called it and it was the right call. I knew we would beat Chelsea because we had to beat Chelsea. But can we back it up? We called that one a cup final against Chelsea last night, and that's what it was. It felt like a cup final, the emotion in there. But we can't be playing like that every single week. Yes, we have to accept that it's a cup final every week, but why are we only getting up for them particular games? Can you get up and handle Brentford's intensity away at the Vitality? That's my next question. I think these players will let us down again, but I'm all too willing to be surprised and shocked, and I will back them all the way through that game again. I've just not seen enough to convince me fully that they've got it in their arsenal to actually, and in their fabric to actually get that result. Okay, more comments coming in. Being very serious tonight, aren't we? I've got other news to touch on as well, so I want to get as much of this in as I possibly can and give you a chance to have your say. I personally cash in on AMAD in January, says Stephen. He's a great moment in the odd game, and then he's very poor. We need our players to be more consistent and the more than just moment players. That's our big issue. Do you think AMAD's a moment player? Leo says, Elliot Anderson is a great player. Forget a price. Sign him up. Belieber, I wouldn't even go for in January because of the way he's playing now. I need to see him for the entire season because he's been terrible, says Crunky King on that. I like where I'm at. Like, I'm happy to go out and get Elliot Anderson. I think he'll be a good acquisition for United. I think he is showing levels of maturity now, an international level as well. I think he would be a good player for Manchester United. The right type of player as well. I'm one of them. Leader type, consistent, Premier League proven players, which are gold dust. And Manchester United need to be scouring the whole of the Premier League for. That's the type of player we need to bring in. Like, Baleba could still come in. You could go for Adam Morton in the summer as well. Does he want to move to Liverpool? Has he got his eyes set on Liverpool? You could say that. So the recruitment team needs to be 100% on the other quality players out there. Do you go for Elliot Anderson before he becomes an even better player and his price goes sky high in the summer? That would be the sensible thing to do, I think, right now in a lot of Man United fans' eyes. A few people talking about Dorgu, and Mark Ash has said there as well. Agreed, Dorgu is decent and still learning. He needs to practice crossing. Shaw could teach him before leaving. Shaw's crossing, by the way, like Shaw's, I'm sorry, he isn't that good when it comes to assists. Like, Shaw's attacking stats are horrendous at Manchester United. If I'm going to be getting anybody to teach Dorgu how to cross the ball or change his game, then he needs to look at the forward line of Manchester United. Luke Shaw is not the man I would be going to learn from in a wing-back role if Amorim is going to continue playing that way anyway, because Luke Shaw cannot play at wing-back. AMAD should be a sub in a decent team. He shouldn't be playing first team regularly just yet. I mean, AMAD should be, but he's dropped off to a point where we're now considering him a bench player because you got Cunha and Mbumo. Last season, AMAD was one of our best players, and we should never forget that. And I don't want to downgrade AMAD here at all. I love him. I think he's a brilliant player. I do agree. I think he's in poor form right now. And poor form means you wait in line. Cunha comes in, does a job, fair enough. Then he stays in the team. And Mbumo's undroppable for me at the moment. I think he's our best forward player. So, yeah, Mbumo stays in. Honestly, if it's between Cunha and AMAD at the moment, I would probably go with Cunha. And then it's AMAD at that point. I mean, AMAD should just stay away from wing-back at the moment. I think United need to look at that area and invest as well. Honestly, a good player for Manchester United right now is in our academy in Bendito Mantato. I think he's a fantastic type of wing-back player. So too Kamasin. Funnily enough, I think in the under-21s today, Manchester United's under-21s have beaten Liverpool 2-1. Chido Obi scoring and Jayden Kamasin scoring as well. Kamasin getting the winner, coming from behind in that one. So good signs in Man United's under-21s. Again, like in their league form has been absolutely exemplary this season so far. So, yeah, Chido Obi on the score sheet this weekend. Manchester United getting a 2-1 win against Liverpool. Kamasin scoring again. We've got good players coming through our academy for wing-back that might actually feature and save us a little bit of money to go and invest into an area where we haven't got much coming through. Sekou Kone in midfield, and I'm talking about midfield here on this, isn't there yet. May get an opportunity, might not. But United in that area are going to have to invest heavily anyway because of the players that we're going to be missing in the summer. So, yeah, we all know that. So maybe the squad is made up by academy players in that area as well. I would like to see more of Man United's academy players come through in areas where we need players and not just coming through and making numbers up. Like Chido right now, I still think has got a lot to learn. I think he's got an awful lot to learn at United, but he's doing the right things right now. He's knuckling down in the under-21s. He's playing, he's scoring. And I think eventually throughout the season, Manchester United will find the players that are in this first team right now that probably aren't good enough. Before, we'd be trying to sieve out players that just didn't have the right mentality. I think the players that we've got in here right now have got the right mentality, but they're just not good enough. They're not good enough. And that goes, actually, I kind of contradict myself here because we're talking about the mentality of the players and that winning mentality like we did this morning. I'm not saying that these players don't have the right mentality to play for Manchester United. I think they do, but it's in certain moments. That's the difference, I feel. And that's the point I'm trying to make about United winning against Chelsea, then going forward to Brentford. I don't think this team can do the Brentford back-to-back. They've got up for a big game. Well done. That's a given. That happens all the time. Show me that you can have that same mentality against a lesser side, a so-called lesser side in Brentford, and then I'll start to feel a little bit more convinced about it. But at the moment, I'm not quite there. That's my whole breakdown of it. And it's hard for Man United to bring academy players through when it's like this. Lots of opinion on AMAD in the chat here, actually, and where we're actually at with him. It's a difficult one because he was a good player for us last season, but right now he's struggling. He really is struggling. But, by the way, the under-18s yesterday, again, JJ Gabriel starring. He just keeps on scoring goals. United winning 4-0. 100% record. Still not conceded a goal under Darren Fletcher. Brilliant. Absolutely love that. So, yeah, again, lots of prospects coming through. And a change behind the scenes at United and academy level seems to be working an absolute treat right now. Steve O says, Tuchel picks Anderson and everyone's saying, go get him. Get a grip, guys. As soon as Alex Scott gets a cap, same will happen to him. I don't think everyone's saying that, Steve O. They're looking at what he's doing for Nottingham Forest, mate. It's not so much because Tuchel's picked him. I mean, Tuchel was picking Marcus Rashford no matter what. Yeah, you could say that Rashford's warranted his place now after what he did against Newcastle, but before that, he was doing nothing. So it's not about Anderson being picked for England. It's about what he's doing for Nottingham Forest. So that's the important thing to remember in this. Harry Mass are now going out. Brian Kerry also. We've got JJ Gabriel, a young Rooney. Yeah, we do have Kai Rooney, unfortunately injured at the moment and unable to play. That's a bit gutting because he was just making his mark as a 15-year-old also in Man United's under-18. So that's something else we've got to look forward to coming as well. Keep your comments coming in, everybody. Just going to run through the Super Chats quickly. I've missed a few of them throughout. Robbie has put a few in as well. Says, first of all, AMAD is acting like a jackass swapping shirts. Again, that's our top story today, everybody. Keep your opinions coming through on that because AMAD has had a massive backlash and deleted all his social media posts now because of that post swapping shirts with Garnacho after the game yesterday. Is it right or is it wrong, or are we looking too much into it? Players should be banned from social media, Robbie says. We read Andreas is out earlier on. Thanks for that, Andreas, mate. Try Spoons in Ashton in Makerfield, Adam. I bet Wetherspoons is quality wherever it is in the country. Block is there with a super chat as well. If we beat Brentford and Sunderland, we get top 4, but I've said it before. It's the hope that kills you. By the way, how good is Mbumo? Yeah, agree with all of that. Mbumo is excellent, and I don't think that Manchester United will beat Brentford. I'm still there to be shocked, though. I knew we'd beat Chelsea. I said that, but I also said we would lose to Brentford because I just don't think this team has got that in them. It hasn't. Shea Lacey, where does he fit in? I'm not even sure, mate, right now, because Shea Lacey's an attacking wide player, and them areas of the pitch are covered. Particularly now, when we're talking about AMAD not getting in the side, how is Shea Lacey going to get in the side? We're talking about Xerxes getting 0 minutes. How are we going to get Shea Lacey into the side? Cunha and Mbumo, AMAD, Xerxes, Mount. There's nowhere. The one question I have about De Ligt is why has he all over Europe and been sold, 2 or 3 times now? That worries. I think he's good. Do I think he's elite? No. But he has been an outstanding defender this season. You can't deny that. And if it's working for United, then let's do it. Current table as it stands right now, Manchester United are sat in 11th position, level on points with Leeds, Everton, Manchester City. They're a point behind Fulham and Sunderland, who are both on 8, Chelsea on 8, Palace in 5th on 9, and Bournemouth in 10th. Bournemouth on 10 points. So too Arsenal. Effectively, Manchester United right now, after everybody's played 5 games, Manchester United are 3 points off second place in the Premier League. I'm going to be honest. If you offered me that going into the start of this season, first 5 games where you have to play Chelsea, City and Arsenal, if you'd have offered me you're 3 points off second, just holding your head above water, I'm taking that all day long. I'm taking that because that, for us, is the best that we could hope for. Honestly, I feel like that is the best that we could hope for right now in this season. I'm accepting of where we are, is all I'm saying right now. I said by November, come that last international break, if Ruben Amorim is bottom half of the table and completely cut adrift from all European competitions, he's going to get the sack. It's as simple as that. And we're not, so far. If we can beat Brentford and Sunderland, then we're moving up. If we don't, like I'm expecting us to fall back again after Brentford, then you're 4 points away from 18th. That's how you're looking at it. And you're back in the relegation zone, because if United lose to Chelsea yesterday and Villa get a decent result today, which they haven't, I know it's hindsight and everything like that, but Man United would be in the relegation zone today and we'd have a completely different conversation altogether going on right now, wouldn't we? We would. It would be a different world for Manchester United, but it's not. And Man United are now sitting in a reasonable, comfortable position. We need more goals. We're not getting carried away with it, but you know what? It could have been worse. That's all we can say, isn't it? That's all we can say. We can also say a lot more, and we are going to now over on Big Up. We're going to have a call-in show right now, so you can have your say completely on what you saw. You've heard enough from me throughout the weekend. I've done all the content through yesterday, through the game. You've heard my reaction. You heard my thoughts this morning on the game. A bit more today. We can talk about AMAD. We can talk about Garnacho. But please do get across to Big Up. It is completely free. We're going to have a call-in show right now over there. The link is in the live chat. If you want to click on it, get across, have a call-in with me. Come on the show. We'll get a few people on at once if you want as well. And we'll have a good old debate for another 30-40 minutes there on the show. We'll give as many people a chance to talk as possible. That's happening right now straight after this show, everybody. That is the link right there. So, again, thank you again for your patience earlier on Football Talks. Please do go watch my reaction back to that game. That's going to be up on Football Talks later on. We did the watch along earlier on. Thank you for your participation here on FUTV throughout the day again, through the weekend. It's been a long one, not easy with all of the weather and everything yesterday, but really appreciate your support again. Pop a like on this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, everybody. I'll see you over on Big Up in just a few seconds' time. Cheers, everybody. Have a fantastic evening. I'll see you all in a minute.